and welcome back to another episode of Buzzer Heaters. We have a very, very, very special guest today. He works out at LA Fitness. He took a picture next to X-Pac, next to a soda machine. He played Olaf in the movie called Most Vertical Primates.
He does it all, the Canadian comedy legend, Ian BAGG.
Welcome to the show.
Well, thanks, guys. I was like, oh, my God, that's been a while. That's an old bio. If I'm saying, no, I'm not going to LA Fitness. They shut it down. But I was just on the beach. God, I got some sun while I was out there. That was awesome.
I'm jealous. I wish we could go to the beach.
From the intro, you met X-Pac next to a soda machine. Like, how did that happen? I'm a huge WWE guy, so
yeah.
Is that,
I was on the Cowhead, Mike Calta in Tampa, Florida. I was on his radio show, and then X-Pac was there, and I didn't know he was a wrestler. I wasn't that. I liked 80s wrestling with, those guys. So he was the next generation. I didn't know him. And somehow something came up, and I go, and those stupid people that make their own porno tapes. And then he's like, oh, that was me. And I was like, with who? With China. And I'm like, oh, my God. Yeah, he's a good guy, though. He's a really nice guy. Yeah, he's a really good guy. Just a beast. Just a beast of a man. What a time to be in the WWE, right? Holy crap.
Yeah, they're all crazy.
They're jacked.
Actually, you just mentioned China, and my second question now was going to be, you're a comedian, and comedians usually think outside of the box. Do you believe in any conspiracy theories that others don't? Are you a flat Earth guy? Like, what's the deal?
No, I'm conspiracy. I'm the opposite of most comedians. I think an apple is just an apple. I'm that guy when they're all like, I'm like, I love all those guys that love that stuff, but I'm like, come on, man.
You think they're kind of crazy and stuff.
Yeah, I go to the doctor for my medical stuff, and I go to my mechanic for my car. I'm that guy.
Yeah, there you go.
How crazy! I know. In this time and age,
how could you?
It must be a Canadian thing.
Must be Canadian, yeah.
It must be Canadian.
Must be.
Whatever.
Free medical, free healthcare. That's what it is.
Exactly.
Do you believe that all men should be getting pedicures?
Oh yes, God damn it, yes, absolutely. And I'll add this in too. Okay. Have you ever had a fish pedicure? There's these fish that
like the little fish that
like the small little fish. Yes, I've had that once.
It's so awesome. There should be just places that we just like every gym should have just a bunch of fish, and we just walk in and
100% agree.
What would you tell someone that refuses to get a pedicure? What would you tell them?
What do I tell them? Their feet are ugly, and and keep their socks on because they probably stink, and they probably have a virus in their toes. That's what I tell them. Yeah. Once you've had it done, you're like, oh, this is the best. Right on, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it feels great. Like I don't see any reason like
yeah. I don't. It's funny. It's a different mindset. Those people that are like, how dare you be pampered? How dare you? I'm not getting my feet done so I can put a pair of high heels on. That's not what I'm doing. I like to take my socks off and not go, oh my God, what the hell is that?
Right. No. 100% agree.
And every so often, I smoke a cigarette with my feet. Every so often, I like it.
You gotta rip in heater sometimes.
A man of many talents.
I wish I was that flexible. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Me too.
So, as a comedian, you travel the world, and you traveled all around America.
Yep.
What is your favorite city to get fucked up in? Like, if you're just going out, where are you gonna get fucked up at?
Oh, okay. Well, can I name more than one?
Yeah, and if you have any stories, feel free to go.
Okay, Chicago is a great city to get fucked.
Nice, that's where we're from.
That's where you guys are from. It's so good. It's just like all those. I just love the grit and the grind of Chicago. And the people are fun, and the 4 a.m. and then they just party. I remember just going for 4 or 5 days straight with a comic named Chad Daniels, and we just had fun. And I remember we had this audition. We were for Verizon. Verizon was trying to come out with its own comedy channel when first things started coming out, and they had me and Chad doing it. We just showed up hammered and drunk, and the owners were like, "You ruined it for everybody because you guys were hammered." We're like, so yeah, I love Chicago. Chicago's a good one. Tampa, Florida is just evil fun.
Really?
Yes. you're just gonna wake up, no money, some stripper sitting next to you for no apparent reason. Yeah, it's just evil fun and just and it's and you know just and there's gonna be a guy yelling about Jesus when you wake up too. That's the other part. It's always it's just they're just so Florida, but Tampa's fun. Yeah, yeah. I think it's called Gasparilla. Gasparilla. Go if you guys get a chance when this all clears up.
Where's that?
That's in Tampa.
Oh, that's in Tampa.
That's their party. It's called Gasparilla. Like
Okay.
it's just yeah, just hot ladies and booze. That's what it is. Yeah. So yeah, you guys enjoy it. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Vegas? Are you a Vegas guy or you think it's overhyped?
No, I like Vegas, but I go there so much now. You know, when I first went there, I was like, this is crazy. You know, but now I just like, all right, let's just slip in and slip out. But there's some great places to get just to have some drinks there. Like you can find the bartenders of the bartenders there because everybody moves to Vegas now, so you get the best of the best, and you find these places just to sit down. I know some people, you guys are that age, you love to go in and get the loud ones, but I like to be in the quiet places now. Just
I'm turning up these days.
So
San Francisco is a great town just to be. Just
I have a few friends from San Fran
for a couple of days. Yeah, that's a good town. Let's see where else. Oh, Fairbanks, Alaska.
Wow.
You live right by Alaska, right? You live in the upper northwest of Canada.
I grew up in the northern British Columbia, up near Ketchikan, Alaska. That's where I grew up. So, yeah, so I grew up there. Yeah, Fairbanks, Alaska is really fun. They used to have this place called the Blue Loon, and it's an outdoor venue connected to like this kind of like it's kind of like it used to looks like an old farmhouse is what it looks like, right? But it's a bar. And then they have a theater inside that, and then they got an outdoor thing. But here's the great part, okay? So it's like 11 o'clock in the summer, still bright out, it's still light. You're just partying, like, you know what I mean? And then in the winter, it's noon, and it's dark, so you don't feel guilty for starting to drink, right? So, so it's either way, that's good times.
It's like a darty all day.
Day. Exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
What about any cities that you've not had a good time at or have had bad experiences at? Any? Before
that, we actually interviewed another comedian, Sean Latham, the $20 Chef, if you're familiar with
and
everything. We asked like what his favorite and least favorite cities were, and his least favorite was Vegas.
Yeah.
I could see that. I could see Sean saying that, and he's just too cool for school. And what did he say? Indianapolis. That's one of his favorites because it's got the run of the city.
I know he said Nashville, New Orleans.
New Orleans was his big one.
I think those were the. I don't know if he might have said Indianapolis actually.
Not sure. Nashville's a really fun town. I don't know if you guys are part of there, but I think New Orleans is over. I think it's over.
Really?
I think it's just gross there. I just like, wash your streets every so often, and it's just gross.
Yeah. I mean,
I get in trouble for that all the time. I have people stalk me from Louisiana because I bring up things about it. I'm just like, it's gross there. And they're like, you're a dick. I'm like, no, man, it's gross there. Like that building fell down and they just left dead people in it for like 6 months. Like, it doesn't make sense at all. I was like, what the hell?
Oh, my God.
But Mardi Gras is different.
Mardi
Gras. Yeah, I guess so because,
But I feel like that adds to a lot of like the uncleanliness.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just sweaty and crowded and filled with random.
And it just brings filthy people from out of town. That's what it is. All the filth from other places come there. Gasparilla in Tampa is much like Mardi Gras.
So that's your go-to. All right.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
and also, but then you guys said United States, so I was going to say Sydney, Australia is a great place.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, yeah, go.
Yeah, Sydney, Australia is really great. Those people know how to party. And then the original alcoholics are is London, England, because those people came up with alcohol and sold it across the world and took over countries. Yeah, with rum, and they just puke. They'll walk outside a bar, puke, and then go right back in the bar and nobody even says no. You can't come back in there. All right, you're refreshed. Get back in here.
Back to work.
Yeah, back to work. And it's like noon. How are you puking at noon?
Hey,
that's great.
Some
people look at it as a bad thing. It's a statement move almost. It is a statement move.
Oh my God, you guys are such dicks.
All right,
sorry everybody.
To incorporate alcohol and with that into sports, you actually held the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
And had the opportunity. If I were to allow you to drink from the Stanley Cup, what do you?
What's your go-to?
And you're sharing it with a bunch of people. Like you're pouring it on other people.
God, that's
what
gonna change.
is that drink?
That's changing nowadays, huh? Well, the night that we drank out of the Stanley Cup, it was orange crush and vodka. That was what we drank out.
Right,
Yeah,
a little mixy action.
yeah, a little mix, a little white trashy mix. Yeah, I was like, that's fantastic. I would probably do, I would probably, put it in. If I would put that cup in some sort of, get a Frosty. I'd put the cup in some sort of and then like put a like a Stella inside it and just
Nice.
oh yeah, just something like just like so cold people
Like
get
a
headache.
spiked Frosty?
What's that?
Like a spiked Frosty.
Yeah, like a Frosty mug, like when you.
Oh yes,
yeah.
I went to Wendy's. I was like,
oh, yes, yeah. What would you drink at it? Well, I get it. Frosty from Wendy's and just be nice.
But speaking of Stanley
Frosty.
Cup,
What's that?
Stanley Cup, you are a big hockey fan.
Big hockey.
Yeah.
Talk about the ring you received from the 2014 NHL champions of the LA Kings.
Yeah. Is this real? First.
This is it's not real. That's pretty funny. They gave them to all their season ticket holders, and I was just there. And I was just back. I was down in the dressing room. Somebody threw me one. Yeah, but it was crazy. Like I was like, they spent money on that. That wasn't cheap at all. I was just like, what the hell? Yeah. So it was heavy and stuff. And I ended up giving it to some kid or something. I can't remember. Yeah, it was huge. But it was huge. But it was fake. It was totally fake.
Whatever.
Imagine if it was real though. I would have kept it for sure.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Sure, I would have sold it.
Yeah. NHL questions. I just want to ask you. We actually had on our Twitter account a beer pong tournament of athletes.
Nice.
Who would win. And the first matchup we had Gronkowski against Patrick Kane. Vouch for your hockey boys. Why would Patrick Kane win that matchup?
He's small. He's like he is on ice. You don't expect that, but he can party. Holy shit! Yeah. I've heard stories about that.
Well, too much sometimes.
Yeah, you hear stories about Gronkowski, but he's a monster of a man. And then Kane. Yeah. I put my money on Kane all the way.
Really?
Wow, you heard it here first.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that?
My next question is fights in the NHL. This is a potential rule change I have.
Yeah.
I believe that fights should 100% be encouraged because 100%. Why the fuck not? It's dope.
Right.
And if you lose the fight, you should be penalized. Power fight, team that wins.
I love that. Yeah, if you lose the fight, an extra 2 minutes, right?
And especially like you should sit there and like
feel shame.
Be like, oh, I lost.
Yeah, that's the worst part. That's the worst part of fighting, losing, right? So yeah, absolutely. That's a good rule, man. I bet you some guys would be like, no, I'm not scrapping that guy because I'm going to lose for sure. It may get my team up, but I'm not getting an extra 2 minutes.
Honestly, I think we should like put in our applications, become NHL commissioners.
I'm down.
I would start.
Welcome.
I would start tweeting like at NHL, like general managers and stuff like that. Hey guys, shouldn't there be an extra 2 minutes for the guy that loses in the fight? I'm going to bring it up next time I'm talking to one of my hockey friends. Hey, I got an idea.
All right, so potential rule changes, like that was a potential rule change. If you could, obviously hockey right now is
always getting serious,
very popular sport, but in America it's not as popular as the others.
No.
What do you think they should do to improve?
I don't think they should. I think it should stay. Don't be that guy. Just be embrace where you are. It'll come. The people that love hockey.
Yeah.
They'll follow the NHL to the end of the earth. You just don't go after the part-time fans. Stick with the people that love it, or even the people that, because the thing about hockey, you take somebody to a hockey game, they fall in love with it, right?
Exactly.
If they watch it on TV, they may not like it, but if they see it live, they're hooked. But how do you get everybody to see it? You can't get everybody to see it.
Yeah,
so
I've never been like the biggest hockey fan, but every time I go to a game, I'm just like,
it's insane.
So fun.
It's the biggest. It's awesome. The biggest night and day difference for any sport I've ever seen 100%. In person on TV by far.
Yeah.
It moves. The game moves fast. It's incredible. It's so like how big those guys are and how they handle their bodies and the pockets. It's insane. It's fun to watch. The crowd goes nuts. The vibe in the building. You got to see a game in Vegas, though. You guys brought up Vegas earlier. it's insane. That
Yeah.
rink.
Have you gone to a game there?
Yes, I've been to many games
incredible.
there, and it's just I've talked to friends from Canada, and they've sold their Vancouver Canucks season tickets and bought Las Vegas. Yeah, so they just think the vibe there is just insane. But it's Chicago. Chicago's a great building too. I was in there, yeah. So
yeah, I mean, we won some Stanley Cups.
You guys done okay. You guys have done okay.
Past few years were
the Patty Kane taste did us pretty well.
Oh yeah.
you guys, you know, it's okay.
Yeah. So obviously, I know you're a big hockey fan. Are there any other sports that you are very interested in? Because I know I've seen on your Instagram and Twitter, you've gone to football games. You went to a Steelers game in 2014. You went to FC Barcelona game in 2015.
Yeah. I love them all. I love. First of all, my favorite architecture is stadiums and coliseums. I love when they build them down into the ground. I love that. When it goes down, it just makes
when you walk in and then you walk down.
Yeah, walk down. It's so cool. Baltimore's got a great building that's like that. Their baseball fields like that, and a lot of Cleveland's got a great. I like the downtown stadiums and stuff like that. So I go check out when I travel. I go check out the stadiums. Go check out things. I like to go to minor league games. I like to go to.
Nice.
I just don't go to the big games. But I was in Spain. We went and checked out the Barcelona team.
That's so sick.
So it was so great. Yeah.
How crazy was that experience?
Yeah, it was pretty fun. And sadly, we just got to do the tour and hang out a little bit. They didn't have a game, but otherwise it would have been great. Right. It's so good. Football is really fun. On hanging out and watching with your friends on TV. Yeah. It's a different experience at the game. The game.
It's I don't like it as much, to be honest.
Yeah.
I like it better on TV.
Yeah. I find people. It's just you're cold. You're always cold at a football game, unless you're in Florida, and it's just. But on TV, you can rewind something back, and it's good.
You got to be like a hardcore fan to go to one of those games. If you're a hardcore fan, then it's better to go to the game. But if you're not, then don't go.
Yeah, and also it's crazy that you have to put a bunch of money down to be able to buy season tickets. So you have to put money down, and then you can buy the season tickets. I'm like, but this doesn't make sense at all. It's just
football's got so much money.
But I do love football. I love baseball. I love going to an afternoon game and just with friends and hanging out, just hearing the bat and just wondering if we're gonna get smacked with a baseball. I love that.
I think baseball is like a sporting event where you can go and you can just vibe, just hang out.
Yeah, just chill. Yeah, just great. Just disappear for 3 hours.
Exactly.
So,
dude. It's the ultimate. You sit down in the sun, you're dripping sweat. You have a Budweiser in one hand, you have a Glizzy in the other, and you're just going to work.
Yeah. And it's good. I'd like to go to a PGA event. I think that would be fun to just go hang out and just yellow Baba Booey at the end. Baba Booey.
For sure. All right, so enough of sports. You're a huge dog guy.
Yes.
Crazy.
Huge.
How many dogs do you have?
We have 2.
And names and what kind of dogs are they?
We have Lou, who's I call him a purebred pound dog. We got him from the SPCA.
Okay.
And he's kind of like a pit bull boxer. He's just a mix of a lot of things. He's just a good looking dog. The lady down the street calls him George Clooney. She thinks he's the best looking dog ever, so she calls him George Clooney. Hey, George Clooney.
Man that never ages.
Yeah. I'm just like, wow, that's a very impressive. Lou just get all sorts of. If he had balls, sadly it's been fixed. Now he just sniffs them.
Yeah. And dogs do dogs.
Dogs do dogs. Doggy. Yeah, and then we got Pearl. Mini Pearl. She's a French bulldog. She's about 4 years old. She's just a dick. She's all French, not much chi. That's what I call her.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah, so she knows she's got the run. She knows she's cute. She just knows it. She just walks.
Yeah, you love posting them all over social media.
Yeah, I love them. And also, when I first met my wife, she had a dog named Roxy, who she had until she was 17 years old. I used to hang out with Roxy. I used to take Roxy. Used to come with me on all my California shows. She used to hang out with me and just sit on stage while I did shows.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, that was good. The other Lou and Pearl, they're just crazy. They'll run around the building and try to steal everybody's snacks. But Roxy just used to lie at my feet while I did the show. So.
So
Yeah.
you dropped a T-shirt brand with
Yeah.
like, the dog on the cover. So was that based? It's the Drop It, right? That's what it's
Yeah,
called.
it's a drop. It's called Drop It. Yeah, it's Pearl, my French bulldog, holding a hockey stick over top of her shoulders. You know, just been chilling out and she got that. I took a picture of her and she just had it stuck up like this. She had the lip stuck up like that. So I'm like,
Yeah.
All right, I gotta ask now. Does Lou get jealous?
Well, here's the thing.
You
Good
know?
question. Good question.
Well, I wanted to do a T-shirt with Lou, but his colors. Just you can't get any. You can't get any. You know, it's weird. It just does.
That's
You
fair.
couldn't get anything that would pop for him. So
Aren't
he
you
understands.
Aren't you afraid that Lou's just he might take his talents elsewhere?
Honestly,
Well, he's
He might
done
pull
it a couple times.
competition when it's, like just go to Miami.
He's been known to hang out with Jason the dog walker and not want to come back to our house. Like like sometimes we leave him and you see him. They'll come back from a walk and I'll be home. I'll just happen to show up while that was happening.
Yeah.
And Lou will see me. He's like, I'm gonna go with Jason.
oh,
I'm like, you get in here. You get in here right now. I buy you fucking snacks.
you do
I
not
buy you. Yeah,
Yeah, but maybe Jason's putting him on a secret, maybe as a merch deal with him.
maybe. I
might be
think
it.
maybe.
I think Jason lets him hump his shoulder. That's it.
That's fair.
Or that. That's fair.
Yeah, one of the two. But they both love the money that Pearly makes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
All right, I'm glad that you said your dogs are named Lou and Pearl, and then Roxy was the other dog, because I'm one of those people. I have 2 dogs myself,
Uh-huh.
and I just think if your dog is named Buster or Spike, all due respect, but that's a cop out. Don't fucking that's a cop out name. That's you going on Google best dog names available, and that's the top 2 answers.
So
That's interesting. I didn't even think about that. I just thought they
That's
just
my
heard
opinion.
that name. Yeah, I just thought they heard that name, so they took that name. I love human names for dogs. I love Gary. I love a good Gary when you hear Gary or
I like
Dave.
Gary.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
But
Ralph.
Agreed. The
if
Buster.
you see it on a 1995 cartoon, don't
Yeah.
be your dog's name later.
Yeah, SpongeBob.
SpongeBob's a good one.
SpongeBob is a good one.
SpongeBob's not a dog.
That's a good for a dog. That's more of a cat, right? But Lou's named after my grandfather, and he's also named after Robert Lewonko.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Very interesting.
and one of his commands is I say Kessler, which is after Ryan Kessler. So
Oh my god, that's
when
great.
he's supposed to come back, Kessler, and sometimes he comes back, and other times.
Oh man, that's good training.
Yeah, doesn't always work. He's known to he goes on the beach sometimes and he's like, I'll see you later. Like, because I take him out at night. I'll take him out at night and I have a light that I put on them and I can just see the light going down the beach. I'm like, well, that's a little farther, that's a little farther, a little farther. I was like, son of a bitch, the light's disappeared.
So you're such a big dog guy. Were you kind of internally pissed off that you weren't in Air Bud and that you just were in Vertical Primate? Like, your monkeys are cool, but they're not dogs.
Honestly.
They're not dogs.
You can talk.
I was because the same people that made Vertical Primate made Air Bud, so I was a little disappointed that I wasn't in Air Bud 72, and it's because they just made so many that the fact that they couldn't find a part for this idiot, I'm like, come on, just get it together.
I mean, you will forever be known as the guy that Jack the chimpanzee did not pass the hockey puck to.
Yes, I know, son of a bitch.
Which was bullshit. I mean, he scored the goal, but a point's a point. Get the assist.
Yeah, I needed. I had a contract year that year, and I needed the help.
Right.
It's stupid. I loved it. The best part about that whole movie was so the trainer he couldn't skate as well as the chimp, so the chimp would get away every so often. He'd just be flying around, and the trainer's trying to catch him, and we're just laughing and skating away from the chimp because he's chasing us. And the chimp had a thing for blonde girls, so he just starts
all right
banging on the glass whenever he's seen a blonde girl. It was really great. It was cool.
At least he knows his type.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said at least he knows his type.
Yeah.
He knows his type. He knew his type right there. Blonde
Right.
girl in the stands. Want her. The director was pretty insane too. He would just give us these pep talks where keep it real. Just keep this scene real. and then he would stroll a fucking monkey onto the ice. You're like, yeah, there's nothing real about this, sir.
That must have been so bizarre. Oh
It
my
was
God.
it was the most interesting 6 weeks of my life. I'm just like, I'm playing hockey with a chimpanzee. That's what I'm doing for a living.
Crazy.
Yeah,
That's too good.
But it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
No, that is a pretty dope experience. I feel
Yeah.
like.
it was great.
Ian, our final question. We're finally gonna talk about comedy, which we haven't even done. He's a world-class comedian.
Yeah, what's comedy?
What is comedy these days, right? Talk here, you talk there, you make people laugh, and whatever.
It's not magic, I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah.
So, speaking of magic, actually, scratch the comedy real quick. Magic. Are you a David Blaine guy? Are you David Blaine or Chris Angel?
Oh, David Blaine.
Thank you.
David Blaine.
Okay, we can move on without
100%.
hostile feelings.
Yeah.
I'll love that.
Yeah, I love it. I like a guy that'll put himself in a box every once in a while.
Agreed.
Okay, if you
Yes.
comedy question, if you could work with one comedian,
Mm-hmm.
who would that be and why?
Oof. Is it dead or alive?
Let's go dead or alive. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go dead or alive. Sam Kinison. I would have really liked to have
Okay.
worked with Sam Kinison just to watch him work, just to see how his mind was on stage, and just to see the mess that was off stage, because it was just, he was so irreverent. He just what came out of his head. He just, he wasn't mean. He was irreverent. There's a difference, and it just, he just kept going and going and further and further and further. So I would have loved to have been around him. And just that screaming thing. Well, I find it funny when guys have character things like like that. So yeah. Who would you guys like to be around? Just be around for comics.
Oh, be around? Like, do I get to work with him? Am I going out with him? What's the deal here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about, let's say work with? We'll say work with.
Okay. Honestly, work with me. Adam Sandler. I mean, just because I just grew up watching those stupid comedy movies that I've always loved since I was a kid.
Right.
Nothing beats Happy Gilmore to me. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. My respect for Adam is insane. Like, I think starting off as a stand-up like that is just, just to say that. Yeah, just insane. How about you, young man?
I think I'm going Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
I love Kevin. I think he's so funny, but I also think he's so inspirational as a person. And I think like both of those combined, it would just be an incredible, amazing experience.
He also wants to be with someone that he's taller
That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say. So you're only 5'7", huh?
Yeah.
Right. 5'11". Let's not overreact here.
It's like Kevin Hart pulls that bullshit where he does, like, let's do ice cold baths. Like, you know how he does that ice bath talk?
Yeah.
It's so you only can see his ripped upper body. You don't have to see it.
That's
What would be
That's what it's
Kevin
all
Hart,
about. Totally. Yeah.
Kevin Hart with The Rock.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That
I'll be
combo
honest
would
with
be
you.
electric.
If Rock's just a legend. I'll tell you.
Who is he? Is he your favorite wrestler, The Rock, of all time?
100%. Him and maybe John Cena. Him or John Cena.
I'm a CM Punk guy. If you know who CM Punk is.
Yeah.
I mean,
He kind of told the company to fuck off, which
that
was pretty sick. But yeah, CM Punk.
Very, very Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Very Bret Hart. Yeah.
Literally spit in Vince McMahon's face. That was great.
Yeah. I think I'd still have to go with the Hogan. I'd still like to be around the Hogan, just to
Actually, I might go Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Not even for the wrestling. Just so I can
wrestling.
smash two beers and drink like 3 sips of it and throw the rest on the ground.
I know that guy was just like, you think he's an alcoholic, but not really.
No, he probably drank out of a 24 pack. He probably actually guzzled down like
That's right.
24 ounces.
Low
baby.
He probably didn't have to pee after that. It was just like,
Yeah, no way.
No chance.
my God, that's awesome. I would say it's got to be Hogan, maybe Cold. The Rock. Just I would like to be around business wise.
Same.
Because I'm just like, you ever just watch how much stuff he does in a day? He's one of those guys. You're just like,
Yeah.
huh?
How do you do that?
How do you get that done?
Yeah.
Do you guys ever watch? I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the show. It's on it's on Showtime. Ray Donovan.
Oh, I haven't. I've seen a few episodes, but I haven't like watched the whole series.
Well, he's one of those. He lives in L.A. and he like drives all over L.A. and I'm just like, huh, like that's a 4-day drive. Like the way there's just no way you went from Malibu to Huntington Beach, back to Huntington over to Hermosa Beach, down to downtown L.A., back to Malibu, back to downtown L.A. I'm like, bullshit. No way. Yeah, I love it.
Crazy.
Ian.
Yes.
Hey, this interview was phenomenal.
Thank thanks, guys.
So much for coming on.
Yeah, greatly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
We will be buying merch, and it will be going on our new set when we start upgrading.
Drop it.
Drop it, guys.
We might be waiting for Lou, though.
Yeah.
We don't know.
I understand if you guys want to wait for. I gotta get a Lou shirt done.
It's just a respect kind of thing.
I love
all those listening, subscribe at Buzzer Heaters. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Buzzer Heaters. And if you don't, you're not going to win the Powerball or the lottery ever. This man actually played the lottery in Toledo, Ohio back in 2015. I don't know if he still does.
I still do. I just keep playing.
From us and Ian Bag, if you don't subscribe, there's zero chance you'll ever win the lottery. So good luck. Subscribe if you want to win $2 off the lottery. I'm following you guys right now. As soon as we get off this, I'm going to follow you guys. If you want to shout out anything, go for it before we sign off.
Follow me on Twitter, BAGG _ Ian, or follow me on Venmo, Ian. No, don't follow me. I'm gonna start telling people to follow me on Venmo. Follow me on Instagram, Ian Bag, and I subscribe to my YouTube, Ian Bag Comedy Channel.
Sir, you guys heard here first.
Subscribe, and if you want to win the fucking lottery, better subscribe here and Ian Bag, or there's 0% chance you'll ever win even $2 on a scratch off, and that sucks because sometimes you get them for your birthday and you want to win.
I love it.
Whatever.
If you guys ever want to win the fucking lottery, you guys better subscribe. That's awesome.
That's the way it goes.
No, that's perfect.
This was the Buzzer Heaters podcast, and we're signing off. Peace.
Sayonara.
Bye, boys.